How you feel playing with LeBron? I know you looked up to him as a kid, and now you guys are teammates.
I mean, it's great. You see, I've never played with a guy like this. And, you know, just being traded to here, to LA, I mean, it was different. But just to play with guys like him, like, it's unbelievable. Like, I could learn so many stuff, you know. First of all, off the court, you know, all the things he does just to be ready for the game. And obviously on the court, everybody knows what kind of player he is.
What, give me an example of a couple things you've seen, like being around him every day where you're like, he does that, like what's he doing over there? Like, is there anything that stands out initially where you're like, wow?
Well, first of all, he shows up like 10 hours before the game. So, I mean, that was really the main, like, I was, what? I came into the arena.
For 22 years?
He was already done working out. I was like, what?
Yeah. And then what about playing together? Like, you guys are so similar, you know, obviously different stages of your career, but you're so similar, the way you see the game, the way you process the game, the way you can, you know, abuse bigger defenders, you can bully smaller defenders, you're both computers, the way you read the game. Like, has it been fun to see someone that you understand the way he thinks and to be able to play off each other?
Yeah, you didn't mention the bounce.
The bounce? Oh, the
jump, yeah.
Minus the bounce. Minus the bounce. A lot of similarities.
No, it's been great, but just, you know, I still think it's a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we two are out there, NAR, you know, he's been playing unbelievable. And I think it's just a work in progress. You know, I think we're getting better and better every day. I mean, I think you saw today, or against OKC, you know, it's hard to win here. Number one team in the West for a reason. And we just, you know, we shared the ball. Everybody was getting open shots. So it's work in progress, but we're getting better and better every day.
No, like you said, I mean, it's always his pace.
Yeah.
It's always been his pace. You know, it's never been a game be like, okay, well, you can speed me up. He can speed me up. Okay, this bigger guy can be more physical. Okay, the smaller guy can get up underneath me. It's like he moves at his own pace. And he's never, ever been on the floor where he's allowed someone to dictate where they're going to put him on the floor. It's always been the opposite, you know? And for us, when we all working off of that, we just got to stay ready. You know, obviously we've seen throughout his career, like there's plays and passes that certain guys that in the league history have ever been able to make, you know? And, you know, for us, we all just have to make sure that we continue to stay ready, especially when you're going against handsy teams, athletic teams that try to speed you up. We always have to keep our head on the swivel because you just never know. You just never know when the ball may find you. And that's a good thing. That's keeping the defense off balance. And that's a great thing to have that.
One of the things about your passing game that I always really admire is the late pass. Like, did you do that as a kid? Or is that something you developed as you got older? But it's like, it's almost over. And then you go like almost 180 behind you to someone for three. Like, where did that come from? Like, is that something that you always did or it developed in time?
I think it developed during time. I don't think I did that as a kid.
Yeah.
I remember that. But just, you know, what I always said to my teammates, you know, once I go up, stay in your spot because I know where you were before. And then if I don't have any option, I'll pass it to you.
Yeah.
But I think it through time, you know, I don't think I did it as a kid.
But it's brilliant. I mean, you've made every pass there's been and you obviously pass over people. But it's great because the natural kind of thinking of a defender is when you leave your feet is they kind of turn and they think, my guy's out of the play, I got to get ready to either rotate or
rebound or crash.
They've come in a little bit and the ball's going over there, they can't get back out. So you know, but you can't do that without the vision, but also with your size. I could make late passes, but my matrix of late passes was limited. You know what I mean? So you're able to make that high one over the top of the defense, catch them sleeping when they already think the play's over for them.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I really admire about your game. There's not a lot of people can do that. Like, how was that for you culturally to all of a sudden be like, oh man, I live in one of the biggest cities in the world?
Well, first of all, like this is the first city I play in that has an ocean. And I really like the ocean, so that was
nice.
First thing. I mean, after a couple of days, that was the first thing on my mind, you know. It's a lot. I like it very much. The only thing is the traffic. But
it's the fucking traffic.
But you're also you're quiet, you're unassuming, you're like it's Hollywood out there. Is that taking adjustment for you, or are you like, no, that part doesn't bother me?
No, not really. But like there's every time there's famous people, watching our game, sitting courtside. That's amazing to see, but not that much.
The first day I asked you a question, it's like, how you adjusting? He's like, I'm adjusting. I like the beach. Yeah. That's the first thing he said. I like the beach.
I'd love to know about your childhood. Like, both of you, how did you fall in love with basketball?
Well, for me, I wasn't good at any other sports except soccer.
You're okay? I've seen your first touch.
Not like you, but
But I've also seen you hit a tennis ball.
Yeah, I was playing a lot of sports.
Yeah.
Tennis, soccer, and basketball were the main ones. I played even volleyball. So for me, it was fun just to do sports. And then I went outside, like after school, I went outside every time just to play basketball.
Yeah.
Playing hoops from a young age or playing anything?
Anything. Well, mostly basketball.
Yeah. Because your dad, Sasha, was EuroLeague.
Yes.
Played in the EuroLeague, great player. So you obviously...
He was okay.
He was okay? Yeah. All right. Just making sure. But but that's also like my dad was a soccer player, so I grew up playing in the backyard playing soccer. It must have had an influence on you.
Yeah, for sure. Like I went to his games, when I started like being ball boy, I was a lot of ball boy. In EuroLeague games, I was ball boy for Olympia, so that's how I used my time to just get on basketball. They let us game. Before the game, halftime and after the game, I was just shooting.
And what about you, LeBron? Like, what was the first moment when basketball came into your life and you're like, I love this?
Yeah. I don't know the exact moment, but, I think I was able to watch it. When I got to see some of the greatest that played the game, I was inspired by them. Like I was inspired by MJ and, inspired, by Anthony Penny Hardaway and Grant Hill and those guys. Like their sneakers inspired me. The commercials they used to do back then inspired me. And then, just being outside, I was always a kid that just wanted to play. Whatever it was. If we was playing tag, if we was playing football, we was playing baseball, if we was playing football, basketball.
You played everything.
Everything, kickball. Yeah. That was very popular in my community. Just running around and just exerting as much energy as possible till the lights, in the street came on. It was time to get in the house. Like I just wanted to do whatever. And then I think once I got into like, the youth leagues where it started being competitive, I actually loved the competitive nature of basketball. Yeah. Being out there 5-on-5 and we're playing for something. Yeah. We're playing to see who could score the most points and win the game. Right. And then ultimately it got to like, if we win the majority of the games, we can win something. We win a champ, have a banquet and have medals and little trophies. Like that stuff inspired me, because I watched, NBA guys and college guys at the end of the season, they get to host a trophy or whatever. I thought that was pretty inspiring. So, as a kid, you're just always inspired by the ones that's already doing it. Mm-hmm. I think that was a big moment for me for sure. I didn't have a basketball trainer until second, third, maybe fourth year in the NBA. Right. Like my basketball training was just being on the court. Let's just go hoop. Yeah. Let's go hoop. Let's 100%. 5-on-5 or 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 or like a game that we played, when I was growing up was called 33 or 21. Yeah. Basically it's one man for himself and you could be guarded by all your friends. And if I score, I go to the free throw line, I shoot 2 free throws and I get it back. Yeah. Like it's like, and that's how a lot of creation started with me, being able to dribble around 3 or 4 guys, going behind the back, being able to shoot, getting physical with your friends, like, so it's just, it definitely helped me out a lot.
And let me ask you, let me just pose this for you. So you're out there trying to get between 2, 3, 4 guys at your size, or even my size. What is more joyful? Where do you learn? We learn a lot faster through trial and error, or a coach saying, here's the cones. No. I want you to cross over, spin. Like that's gone for our kids in a way. Yeah. Right? We don't get that time to just play, to try things, to make mistakes, to play weird games, right? Yeah. Like you would never go to a skills coach right now and he'd be like, all right, guys, 21. No. Right? You know what I mean? It's like, we got a program, we're gonna try to teach. And so what happens is the joy, the creativity comes out of the game. And that's why you get kids quitting at 13. Right? Sure. So did you ever have that? Like, did you ever have skills coaches when you were growing up in Slovenia or just your coach?
Not really, just my coach, yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't think like skill coach existed. Yeah. I was born in 19 still, so. 99.
I mean, but like
It's the 90s.
barely.
Oh my God, he's
Yeah,
born in
I mean,
99. That's
99,
crazy. I just
I
got
was-
instantly sleepy when he said he was born in 1990.
I was your age in 99.
That's crazy.
You noticed the grays, but it is. It's not everything's bad, right? Like I'm not here to say that everything's bad.
No,
Some
for
things
sure.
get better and better and better. We know more about the body. We know more about a lot of things nowadays. But I do think that the commercialization has really made it less joyful, less creative, right? And then you don't have the social aspect as much.
Right.
You know, it's like the pressure the system puts on a parent, like, I can't take this away from my kid. I got to give him this chance. Instead of the kid being like, I'm going to the park to play, or I'm going to go in the backyard. And so I think it makes it complicated. And, you know, I don't know how we kind of add that piece back into this puzzle where kids are playing informally. I don't know, like maybe this is what you're going to try to do.
That's what we're trying. Like